Good evening. I'm broadcasting live. September 23rd, 2015. It's been another long day. Today, we had our Wednesday group on the lawn, and I was there from 3:30 to 6. And I taught meditation about 4 times. People aren't very good about coming at the same time, so oh well, I left it open, so I was teaching right up until 6. Small group, but new people. There was a few new people. People have classes, so they come and they go according to their schedules. And our first meeting is next week. There's that. But today we have a quote. Robin, would you read the quote for us?
Yes. I do not say that the attainment of profound knowledge comes straight away. On the contrary, it comes by a gradual training, a gradual doing, a gradual practice.
Yeah, I'm not clear on this profound knowledge thing. Anyaradanang. Don't get it. Anyaradanang. Anyaradanang. Because it should mean, I don't know. What does Bhikkhu Bodhi says? Final knowledge. Well, it's beyond me. Also, studying Latin, I think my language part of my brain is fried. That's not a very...
Can we assume they're speaking of enlightenment?
I think it's more like final attainment, right? The attainment of profound knowledge. I don't get that. Unless I'm looking at, unless this is the wrong... No, but this is it, because yeah, Bhikkhu Bodhi says the same thing. I do not say that final knowledge is achieved all at once. Yeah, I'm just not a... I think it's my fault. But it's a very strange word. But gradual. So it's not about sitting in meditation and suddenly poof, you're enlightened. It's about getting just perfect, getting to the perfect state of mind. And the perfect state of mind is not about what you experience. It has, in fact, the perfect state of mind is often associated with the worst experience. People who become enlightened when they die, it's a very common thing. People who become enlightened when they're sick, it's a very common thing. People who become enlightened when they're in excruciating pain, it's very common. It's not like everyone who dies and gets sick and has pain will become enlightened. But Ajahn Tong talks about 4 types of samasisi, which means enlightenment at the same time. So you become enlightened at the same time. Your defilements are removed when you have... It's something to do when you're sick, when you die, and when you have great pain. And the 4th one is when you change your postures. But it's rare that, well, it's not rare, it's not as conducive to enlightenment when you experience pleasant and pleasurable states. So anyone who thinks they're close to enlightenment because meditation is comfortable and blissful, It will be comfortable for another reason. There will be still the arising and ceasing phenomena that are impermanent, suffering, and non-self. But one will be perfectly equanimous about them, experiencing them, seeing them for what they are. This is this, without any of the previous reactions. So the difference, how you know, is it's just like your ordinary experience, minus all the attachments, the reactions. So it'd be an ordinary experience. Like you become enlightened just watching the stomach rising, falling, and then you just see suddenly impermanent suffering or non-self very clearly. And the next moment, the mind lets go. So the gradual practice is transforming our experience, our ordinary experience, from reactionary to non-reactionary. That's it. From reactionary to objective. Once we effect that transformation, once we're completely objective, that last moment will be one of complete objectivity, where we say, it's not worth it, and then we let go. No more clinging. That's the path. And it's about the habits. The reason why our reactivity or reaction, our reactivity is a habit that we've built up, and habits cannot be turned off. They must be worn away. They must be supplanted. So you have to cultivate a new habit, a habit of mindfulness, which takes time. Enlightenment actually does happen in a moment. It's just that moment where you finally get it. But that moment doesn't, you don't just fall into it like a pit or a well. You have to get there like climbing a mountain. And when you get to the peak, that's it. So that's the idea. Have any questions? There were some questions earlier on this afternoon.
There were, and there was one that kind of stood out. One of the meditators was asking about, we'd been talking about the food basics cards yesterday,
Oh,
and as it turns out, you can.
There was a meditator question.
Oh, that too. There's time. But just while I'm thinking of it, I was just meeting with the treasurer and some other people in the organization, and the treasurer suggested if anyone was interested in sending a food basics card, what they can do is just send it to the regular support page, and there's a part where you indicate what your donation is for. So you would just send it to sirimangalo.org with an indication that it's for a food basics food card, and the treasurer, who lives right near a food basics, will make sure that that's taken care of and sent to Bante. So I'll put that link on there.
You have edit privileges on the support page, right?
I believe so, yes. So I can update that as well.
But there's another page?
No, I was just going to put it just in the chat here.
Oh.
And on the a comment on the YouTube video, but I'll put it on the support page as well.
Laszlo had a question.
Yes. Could you recommend a Mahasi Sayadaw writing which would elucidate the more technical aspects of Satipatthana practice? Thank you, Bante.
He doesn't have any writings that are technical, like my book is technical. There's a couple that get close, but they don't go into detail. I'm not sure quite why. We don't have one that like gives a detailed explanation, but he goes fairly close. Like there's a good one called Practical Vipassana Exercises. Practical. I don't think that's it. No, it's not that one. I mean, that one is one. But there's basic, something called basic and progressive, something basic and progressive or something. Practical insight meditation, basic and progressive stages. Let's see if I can find the EPUB. The EPUB or the PDF is somewhere. Oh, here's a good website that has them. In PDF, but I think they are. Let's see if I have it on static. No, I don't.
Is that the one, practical Vipassana meditation exercises?
There's practical Vipassana, but then there's something called practical insight meditation, basic and progressive stages. Here's one from archive.org. Oh, there's a good one. Archive.org has it. Let's see if it's any good. How do we do this? I think this is my book. I think this is my version. Wait just a second. No, maybe not. It's funny because I put together a book. Oh, and it's funny. No, it just looks like the one I put together. It's mostly good, but the poly is all messed up. Anyway, here's one. Not that one, Robin, it's this one. I think they're two different books. This one seems pretty good, the archive.org version. The thing I realized about food basics, that should have come to my mind right away, but didn't, is that I can't actually go shopping there. We're not allowed to go shopping, right? And that's a problem I've had at certain restaurants. Is like there's a Tim Hortons in the university, and there's a Starbucks as well, and I've got cards for both of those places. But the juice and the sandwiches or whatever, you have to pick them up by yourself. I still have to be given the food. It's another one of our rules. If a person doesn't give the food to me, I can't eat it.
So maybe that's not the best idea after all.
I was going to say something right away, but then I thought, well, maybe they should probably have a deli, right? And in the deli, they give it to you. And the deli's the best anyway, because the food is already cooked, prepared.
It is, yes.
I guess it's more expensive. But yeah, that would be it. All I could do is go to the deli. Unless someone went with me. But, I mean, it's getting a little bit weird. I mean, what I want to move towards, of course, is going on alms round. That's the eventual key. Is when there's a community here and they want to keep me alive, they will feed me. But right now our community is digital. We're not allowed to move food. I couldn't pick it up and put it on the register. If I touch the food, I can never, I commit an offense. If I touch food that hasn't been offered, apparently I commit a very, very minor offense, and I'm not allowed to eat that food, even if it's later offered correctly. It's that food is then disqualified if I even touch it. Yeah, I mean, there's no you can't find loopholes. That's not the point. It's kind of it's a bit of a border, a gray area, having someone offer it to you who isn't the donor, but that's okay. We consider, again, it's on behalf of the donor. So if I go to a restaurant with the card and the cashier hands me the sandwich, we consider they're doing it on behalf still of the person who donated, and that's fine. It's obviously not as awesome if it's not as awesome as someone, hey, I want to give you the sandwich, but on behalf is allowed, I think.
If food is on display, wouldn't it therefore be offered?
No, there's a very technical explanation of what offered means. It has to be given, actually physically given. Placed into the hands or something connected with the hands, received by the hands or something received by the body or something connected to the body. So the bowl is allowed because you're holding it. And the thing that's connected to the body has to be liftable. Like a table is potentially okay if you, right, so if you offer someone a table, you can lift the table and hand it to them. But it has to actually be offered. Like given. On a plus note, I now have a picture of my teacher, conveniently credit card sized. So I figured out how to transfer balance from one subway card to another. And so this is now just a picture of my teacher. It's no longer a subway card. And this one as well. So thank you, people who sent me pictures. Wouldn't recommend doing it again because it did have subway on it, but yeah.
That was a good solution.
Worked out.
Yeah.
So no questions tonight. One question.
No.
All right, then I'm calling it a day because it's been a long one. Good night.
Thank you, Bhante.
And and we have, did I mention that we have morning sessions now? 7 a.m. to 7:30 my time, 7 a.m. and 7:30. So if you're looking to do a meditation course and you have to be committed, go to the Meet page, meditation.sirimangalo.org /appointment.php, but there's the Meet link in the top. You'll see the schedule. Oh, it's mostly full already, but there's still some 7 a.m. slots. 11 a.m. UTC. I'm sorry, that's about the best I can do time-wise because I'm doing other things. Oh, one thing we could try. Let's see how many people we can get into the general purpose group lounge. So everybody go over to the Meet page, the appointment page, right? Click on the Meet link. You have to be logged in. And then click on the green link that says click here to enter the general purpose group lounge. And then give it permission to use your webcam and mic. Hopefully some of you have webcams and mics. And I'm going to end this hangout, and I'm going to go in there. And Robin, if you can go in as well. And we'll
I'm already in.
As your webcam, but it may not let you display because you're in the hangout. It may not actually connect you.
I seem to be in both.
It maybe works. I don't know. Anyway, okay, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to stop this broadcast.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, so thank you, Robin. Good night.